All right, this recently happened to me, and I wanted to share this with my audience out there. In pavement management land, as I like to call it, or commonly I refer to it as pavement management land. So when I'm out here doing, the pavement management analysis for our clients, the team fulfills it. I come in, I'm kind of like the closer, right? My job is basically to be able to tell the story, state the facts. The state of the roadway network, and look at ways to kind of optimize that roadway network. Again, maximizing that taxpayer dollar, your current annual budget, extend the life of the roadways, all those things. So, primary part of my job is out there talking to city councils. And here's something that it's taken me quite a long time to kind of wrap my head around. Um, when you're an expert in your field and you're someone with some technical knowledge, it's pretty easy to spout things off left and right. It's easy to write a technical document. It's easy to get into the weeds, talk about deduct curves, algorithms, density, all these different types of things. The challenge is when you're trying to convey that to others that are maybe policyholders, decision makers, you got to understand they don't have that knowledge base that you probably have. So your job is to simplify this stuff, right? So this is very interesting here. So as I was out there talking and giving a presentation to a city council here recently, as a lot of city council members like to do, and they should do, they challenge. They challenge. Hopefully it's from a perspective because they want to fully understand and grasp. Oftentimes, you're going to run into someone up there who simply just wants to try to make a case or to kind of be the Debbie Downer, if you will, in this type of thing. But here's what happened. So I figured I'd share it with you. So I was talking about optimizing roadway networks and taking a look with this particular city and how they should start applying about 30% of their annual budget towards a preventive maintenance preservation plan and activity. The reason was they're currently doing a worst to first. They're spending around $500,000 a year. And the analysis shows they're only hitting about 5% of the network each year. We can do the math on that. If I'm touching 5% of the network each year, that means it's a 20-year cycle before I get back to the previous road that I just touched, right? And guess what happens in that 20 years? Like it or not, those roadways deteriorate and deteriorate pretty quickly. Through condition assessment, doing this forever, you take a freeze thaw climate, around 12 years is that mark, to be honest with you, but that's just besides the point right now. And as I'm talking about this, I'm saying, look, here's how we can have more impact in your community, how we can reach out and touch the roadways every 10 years by applying just 30% of that budget. So in this case, $150,000. We're not digging into the purse or the wallet to get more money. We're not going out for bomb. We're not going out for more taxpayer dollars or increase. We're just going to reposition our mindset a tad. We're just going to take 30% of the already allocated budget and do preventive or preservation activities. And as I'm getting this out there, I'm passionate, I'm excited about it because I'm showing these folks how they can take the roadways from a current average PCI of around a 65 to about a 70 in a 5-year period of time. Now, the analysis also shows that if we don't apply this strategy, they're going to lose 5 points over 5 years. So I'm pretty excited about this. And then the questions come in, Mr. Golden, this sounds great, but it appears that we're not addressing our poor roadways. Well, yeah, absolutely. We are addressing the poor roadways. We're going to take 70%, the lion's share of the budget, and apply it towards those roadways. Yeah, but James, in doing that, we're going to be missing some roadways. Yeah, you're accurate. We're going to be missing a few of the roadways, here and year out, because we're applying to keep roads good so they don't get to that state. Yeah, but the roads are so poor, they're just going to continue to deteriorate and continue to get worse. And that's where the message comes in on this video today. Here's the deal. If you've got roadways out there that are in the PCI category, say between a 0 and a 30, guess what? They're already really bad. They've already pretty much bottomed out on their deterioration curve. Okay. So even though common sense makes you want to think that they're so bad, they're just going to get worse, the reality is that's not the case. Here's why. They've already deteriorated with all that load associated distress. That's really the only way you can get into a PCI of a 0 to 30 anyway. You can't have just a bunch of longitudinal transverse cracking and some weathering out there and just magically land at a PCI of a 20, right? So we have to understand that through ASTM, through distress-driven analysis, if the PCI is coming back a 0 to a 30, the roadway is pretty much already exhausted in terms of load distress, climate distress. It's in the medium and high severity range anyway. Now, we're not saying neglect the roadway forever. What we're saying is it's already bottomed out. Unless we've got the right amount of funding to come in and rehab that road correctly, which we probably don't, again, only touching 5%. Let's let it sit here for a few more years and go address and impact, say, 5 more roads. Keep them in good shape. And it was kind of like an aha moment for that council person, as well as for myself. It was a great experience. I just thought I'd share that with all of you out there. So again, I think the key takeaway here is if you're someone that's in a position of from a technical, expertise, and you're trying to relay information to a policyholder, a decision maker, policymaker, we have to understand that they don't know what we know. Okay, so you have to find ways for them to connect the dots. And in this case, it was a great conversation. With our Road Insights platform, even better, I was able to pull up an example in HD video and show them exactly what we were talking about. So I thought I'd share that with all of you. Hope you enjoyed that one. Let me know how I'm doing in the comments and with some engagement. And until the next one,